G'day guys, Harry Cunningham here. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy throughout this time. I'm here today to answer your questions for Volkswagen Ask A Swan. So let's get stuck into it. First question, do you miss Wagga? Yes, I do. I miss going back to Wagga regularly and being there. A lot of my friends and family are still there, so still get to visit pretty regularly. So I'll always remember where I grew up from, so it's always great to get back and see everyone again. Best part of playing for the Swans. There's a lot of great, things about playing for the Swans, but I think the rich history we've got from South Melbourne, and then obviously moving up to Sydney, so the Sydney Swans as well, with all the great past players we've had. I think, the Bloods culture is a great reason to be able to play for the Swans, but I genuinely believe the rich history we have is a great reason and something I'm really grateful to be able to, be a part of and hopefully look back on one day and be really proud of. Next question from Senior Cat Eyes at Will Haywood. Just wondering why they call you Cat Eyes. Unfortunately for you, Will, they call you Cat Eyes and not me. So for everyone out there, we call Will Cat Eyes because every time he walks into the footy club, he's got very squinty eyes and he's got very puffy eyes, like he hasn't had any sleep. So feel free to continue to call Will Haywood Cat Eyes. Next question, favourite footy moment of all time? It'd probably be hard to put it down to one. My debut was pretty special. All the work that was put in by not only me but my family to get me there. My 100th game against Collingwood here at the SCG. We were celebrating 100 years and got to wear the special Guernsey, and it was obviously Alex Johnson's return game after so long. So that's a pretty special moment, as well as probably my Year 12 Carroll Cup grand final win, just because I was able to play with all my mates who I grew up with and who I went to school with. So winning that was pretty special as well. But there's a couple to choose from there. Next question, what have you been doing in isolation? Yeah, good question. I feel like it's gone pretty quick as I've tried to keep myself relatively busy. I've turned my little balcony into a gym, so I've been trying to get out there most days and get a little bit done, and then I've got a program to follow with all the other players as well. So keeping on top of my exercise, my fitness for whenever the AFL call us to get stuck back into it. And then I've been doing a bit of uni as well, so I study part-time through CSU. I'm trying to get my PE teaching degree, so I've had a bit of time to get stuck into that, which is, something I probably wouldn't have had a heap of time for if we were playing week to week. So trying to make the most of that. From Naismith 10, so from Hand Crayfish, how's the mullet looking? Well, thanks to Cray's Barbers, I went and got a little haircut off him, and it's growing, mate. It's there. Hopefully it continues to grow, but I have got some feedback to say it is a little uneven both sides here. So I suppose that's what you get when the haircut only costs you a coffee in the morning. So let's see how long that mullet lasts. Which senior player helped you the most when first at the footy club? Like I said before with the club history, I was lucky enough to have a lot of great players when I first arrived, and some great mentors, the likes of Jared McVeigh and Kieran Jack. I think their names and their resume speak for themselves. And then I had a really close relationship with Reece Shaw and Adam Goods as well. So not only did I learn a lot from those guys about what to do on the field, but just as importantly, I was able to learn a lot of things off the field as well. So I got some valuable lessons that I try to pass on to our younger generation now, and pass the baton on to them. And so I had some really great mentors around that time. And then if you could take someone on a road trip in the new Volkswagen T-Cross, who would you take? Good question. I feel like if I took Tommy McCartan, I'd have a good time. He's got a good sense of humour, very knowledgeable when it comes to movies and music. So Tommy McCartan would be a good one. But I'd probably have to say little Tommy Papley. He's a funny little character and we get on really well, Tom and I. So that'd be nice to be able to go on a little road trip in the great Volkswagen T-Cross. I'm sure we'd have a bit of fun along the way as well. So I'd have to say perhaps just ahead of Rexy McCartan.
Well, that's all we've got for today's Volkswagen Ask A Swan. Thank you very much for sending in your questions. And once again, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy throughout this time. and hopefully we can get back to playing footy pretty soon. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.